Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, Prep 3. How are you today? Today we are going to have science revision. Okay, let's start your lab. The first question: the car moves with space on pressing brakes. When you press the brakes, the speed of the car begins to decrease. So the car movement or the car speed begins to decrease, so it will move with negative acceleration type. Let's look at the answer. Regular speed, initial speed equals 0, positive regular speed, negative regular speed, so it will be negative regular speed. Yes. The source of genetic variation, we must know that genetic variation comes from the sexual reproduction. That's why and because in sexual reproduction, chromosomes بتاعتنا comes from two sources, which are the parents, the female and male gametes, which form together zygote. And each one of them participate with a number of chromosomes equal n. So the female or the mother participates with n of chromosome, and the male or the father participates with n chromosomes to form zygote with 2n chromosomes. So the total number of chromosomes will be different from each other because it comes from the female mother and male father. So the genetic variation occurs in case of sexual reproduction. The answer number 2, and due to occurrence of crossing over phenomenon. The two elements from which galaxies and stars have been formed are, we know that there is a theory that explains formation of the universe, which is Big Bang, and we said that Big Bang, during Big Bang explosion, the two elements or the two gases which formed the galaxies and the stars and the whole universe were hydrogen and helium. Let's look up our answer: hydrogen, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, hydrogen, and helium. So the answer is the last one. The two is repeated again. The two elements from which galaxies and stars have been formed, they are hydrogen and helium. Yes. The origin of solar system according to crossing star theory, as we know that crossing star theory, there was a star that comes near according to crossing star theory, there was a star that comes near to the sun, causing the expansion of the part of the sun which is facing to this star, increasing its temperature, and this part of the sun, revolving around the sun, forming the solar system. So the source of stars and solar of the 8 planets is the sun. Short-sightedness is treated with, as we know, in case of short-sightedness, the image is formed in front of retina. So this is the retina of eye, and image is formed here in front of retina, not on retina. So we must scatter this light rays before collecting in front of retina. So we will use a lens that scatter light rays, which is concave lens. So we will use concave lens to scatter the light rays before collecting in front of retina. So we can treat short-sightedness using concave lens. All the following are vector physical quantities except As we know that physical quantities are divided into two types, which are scalar and vector. Scalar quantities, they have only magnitude or only amount or magnitude. They are like time, speed, mass, length, and so on. All these physical quantities have only magnitude and has no direction, while vector quantities has magnitude and direction. And these physical quantities are like velocity, displacement, force, weight, and there are many other physical quantities. So let's look at our answer. It is asking about all the following are vector physical quantities, or the basic all of them have magnitude and direction except force, weight, distance, velocity. The answer is distance, which has only magnitude and has no direction. Visual image is the image that can't be received on a screen, and it is formed by plane mirror and a case of concave mirror when the object is placed in between the focus and the bulb of the mirror. So it can't be received on a screen, always inverted, always upright, equal to body. The answer will be cannot, wait, listen. Always inverted, always upright, it is equal to body, it is always upright. Okay, the focal length of a convex lens, that is, its diameter is 20 centimeters. Let's know first what is meant by focal length. Focal length for a mirror, it is the distance, for example, concave mirror. Focal length, it is the distance between the focus and pole of mirror, and it equals half of diameter, okay? But in case of lens, for example, convex lens, it is the distance between the optical center and focus, okay? And he is asking here in the question about convex lens. So it is the distance between optical center and focus, and it is giving me that its diameter, this distance is 20, okay? So it will have its value, so it equals 10. The object moves with a negative regular acceleration. When negative acceleration, it means that the body movement or the body speed begins to decrease, okay? So when it starts from rest, its speed increases, its speed decreases, its speed duplicates. The answer is its speed decreases. The theory that explains the origin of universe since 15,000 million years ago, the only theory that we have studied about the origin of universe is Big Bang, which explains that the origin of universe resulted as a result of a massive explosion of many gases or a gaseous ball, which was Big Bang theory. Is from examples of vector physical quantities. Vector physical quantities, as we said, it has magnitude and direction. So let's look at our answer. Length, it has only magnitude. Time also has only magnitude. Mass has only magnitude. While the only one which has a magnitude and direction is displacement. And let's talk about displacement. If you are moving from one point A, for example, to a point B, you can move according to the conditions of your road from point A to B in curved or unstraight line, okay? While when you move in a straight line, okay, the shortest distance between the points, the initial point and the final point is said to be displacement. So displacement has a direction and magnitude, okay? It has only one direction because when we cover a displacement, we move in a straight line, so our answer will be displacement. We can get a magnified visual image using plane mirror. Plane mirror always forms an image that is equal in size to the object or to the body. Concave mirror, it has a visual image. In one case, when you put the image between or in front of the pole of mirror and focus. In this case, we will form a visual image and magnified. Let's return back. While in case of convex mirror, it always forms a small or minimized image, and concave lens also. However, the object position changes, it forms at all a small or minimized image. So the answer will be concave mirror when the object is put between the focus and the pole of mirror. Okay. The spindle fibers appear in space during cell division. The spindle fibers, they are responsible for withdrawal of chromosomes towards each pole of the cell. And their importance appears especially in anaphase. They are produced from centrosome and begin to withdraw the chromosomes towards each pole of the cell. This image or this graph represents metaphase in which a spindle fiber withdraw the chromosomes towards each pole of the cell. Okay, so spindle fibers, they begin to appear in prophase. They begin to appear in prophase stage, but their importance appear in withdrawing the chromosomes towards each pole of the cell to produce two new cells. Each one of them has a complete number of chromosomes in case of mitotic division. Let's return back. So they appear in prophase stage. The first one. The spindle fibers appear in space during cell division, appears in prophase. The space asexual reproduction in Hydra occurs by, or asexual reproduction in Hydra occurs by. Hydra is a multicellular living organism that reproduces by forming another one that doesn't separate from it, and this way is said to be budding. And it is a form of asexual that occurs by mitotic division. So asexual reproduction in Hydra occurs by budding. Regeneration occurs in starfish. The spore formation occurs in some types of fungi. Okay, and cutting occurs in some plants. So the answer is budding. Vegetative regeneration occurs in plants without space. Okay, vegetative reproduction depends on a part of some plants, like the stem of leaves, in which we get a part of plant and we cut it into small pieces, and we supply them with a suitable nutritive medium in which the part of plant can grow into a complete plant without any need to seeds. So the answer will be that vegetative reproduction or regeneration reproduction occurs in plants without any need to seeds, the first one. Reproduction by budding occurs in starfish? No, the answer is false because starfish is the most common example for reproduction by regeneration, in which if a part of this living organism is cut, okay, this part can reproduce or reproduce, forming a new complete animal by regeneration, especially, or it must have has a part of this central disc which contains the genetic material. So the most common example for reproduction by regeneration is starfish. So reproduction by budding occurs in starfish. The answer is false. This by regeneration. Zygote contains the complete genetic material. As we said, that zygote is formed between or by the fusion of female gamete, which is ovum, and sperm, which is a male gamete, to form the genetic material completely, and each one of them gives a number of chromosomes or n chromosomes to form zygote, which contains the diploid number of chromosomes, which is 2n chromosomes. So zygote contains the complete genetic material. The answer is true. Meiotic division occurs in cells of meiotic. Meiotic division, as we know that there are two types of division, which are meiotic and mitotic. Mitotic division occurs in somatic cells. In somatic cells, which are the cells that has the complete genetic material 2n, and these cells reproduce to form new other cells with the complete genetic material 2n. And the target or the aim of this division is to repair the worn out or damaged cells and also for growth. Okay, so it occurs in somatic cells like the cells of the skin, like cells of any other parts of the body except the cells that produce gametes. Okay, in which meiotic division occurs, like what? Like testes, like ovary, that produce sperm or cells of sperm which are said to be gametes, while ovary produce ova or ovum, which contains the haploid number of chromosomes or n chromosomes. During fertilization, the sperm used with ovum to form zygote, which contains 2n chromosomes or the complete genetic material. So meiotic division occurs in cells of, let's return back to our question. Meiotic division occurs in cells of skin, liver, uterus, testes. The answer is testes. The number of polling grains, chromosomes, is not the space, the number of chromosomes and somatic cells. He is comparing in this question, he is comparing between the number of chromosomes and polling grains, which are the male gamete in plant, according to the other plant cells or the somatic cells of the plant also. So polling grains, they are gamete cells, okay, but in plant. So they contain in plant, there are somatic cells and cells of gametes. Somatic cells like the cells of stem, leaves, or even roots. While in case of gamete cells, they are in case of male gametes or pollen grains, which are produced or stored in answers, and ova, and the are the female gametes. Each pollen grain and ova, each one of them contains a haploid number of chromosomes or have number of chromosomes that are found in somatic cells. So pollen grains contains haploid number of chromosomes. They contain haploid or half number of chromosomes. The number of chromosomes in man is 46. The answer is true, and we must know that each type of species has a special number of chromosomes. For example, for human, it is a fixed or constant number for all members of the same species, and in case of man, they are 46. The answer is true. The number of chromosomes in man, we have answered it's true. Chromosomes are arranged on cell equator at metaphase. Answer is true. But let's talk about metaphase. Before entering cell division, the cell enter in case of or a stage of interphase in which the cell prepares itself for the process of reproduction, in which it does some vital process like storing food, and publication also of genetic material. Okay, and it starts with prophase in which spindle fiber begin to appear and nucleolus begin to disappear. And the next one of prophase is metaphase, in which genetic material or chromosomes are arranged on the equator of cell. Then it is followed by anaphase, in which the chromosomes are withdrawing towards each pole of cell, and the spindle fiber are shrinkage or have some shrinkage or their length begin to be small as or due to withdrawal of chromosomes towards each pole of cell. Then a cell membrane is formed between the two cells, and nucleolus begin to appear again. Okay, and nuclear membrane that is surrounded the nucleus begin to appear again at telophase, and it is the last stage of division. Okay, producing two cells, each one of them has a complete number of chromosomes. Okay, so chromosomes are arranged on the equator of cell at beta phase. Let's return back to our question. Chromosomes are arranged on cell equator at metaphase. It is true. The stars explode due to nuclear reactions. Yes, it was the theory of or the modern theory that explains the origin of solar system, and it was explained that the solar system, which consists of the sun and 8 planets revolving around it, are formed due to the nuclear reactions, and it explains also the shining of some stars in space. Okay, so the answer is true. The basic unit of universe is galaxy. Galaxy is a group of some stars that are arranged together, and the most common galaxy is Milky Way galaxy, or the galaxy, which our solar system is a part of it, and it's found on one of the spiral arms of it. So the answer, the basic unit of universe is galaxy. The scientist that assumes that the solar system was nebula is Laplace scientist who explained or assumed that solar system was originated from a hole that has a high temperature, and it exploded, forming the solar system, and which consists of the sun and 8 planets. So the answer is Laplace, the second one. Yes. Solar system is located in the center of Milky Way galaxy. The answer is false. It is not located in the center. It is located on one of the spiral arms of Milky Way galaxy. So the answer is false. Universe is in continuous expansion. Yes, our solar system always in continuous expansion, and it's an increasing volume due to the movement of galaxies apart from each other. So the answer is true. Lenses are used in cameras by binoculars, okay? Medical galaxies, all the previous answer. Lenses are used in all these applications or all these tools, so the answer is all the previous. Space is used to correct the short-sightedness. As we know that in case of short-sightedness, the image is formed. In case of short-sightedness, the person who suffers from this disease cannot see only near objects clearly, while far objects cannot be seen in a clear form. So the image is formed in front of retina. Okay, so we must use something to collect or to diverge or scatter the light ray before collecting one in front of the retina, so we can use concave lens. So we use the space is used to correct short-sightedness, concave lens. Third one. Contact lenses are made up of. Contact lenses are used in front of or in a state of using glasses, and they are made up of plastic, and they are attached to oil lens by using oil fillet. So the answer, they are made up of plastic. The next one. Yes. Convex lenses scatter light rays, as we know that convex lens collect light rays. For example, if the light rays are coming from a very far object like the sun, they all come in parallel, so they are refracted, passing by focus, and they are collecting at the focus. So the lens collect, the convex lens collect light rays, not scatter them. Let's turn back to our question. Okay, convex lens scatter light rays. The answer is false. It collects light rays. In short-sightedness, the image is formed on retina. The answer is false, and we said that the image is formed in front of retina, and the person who suffers from short-sightedness only can see objects that are near from him in clear form, while far objects cannot be seen in a clear form. So the answer is false. If the radius of a concave mirror is 16 centimeters, then its focal length equals space centimeter. As we know that focal length for a mirror is the distance between the ball of mirror and focus. Okay, this distance between the ball of mirror and the focus is said to be focal length. So he assumed that the radius of the mirror is, which is the distance between the center of curvature and the ball of mirror, as 16. So it will have focal length will be equal half this distance, which is the radius. So it will equal 8 centimeters. So if the radius of concave mirror is 16 centimeters, so the answer will be 8. Mirror always forms a diminished image, whatever the object position. Okay, he's asking about mirror, so convex mirror, plane mirror, concave, and convex. The answer is convex mirror, and it is called on the two sides of car driver to form a small organized image for the whole road for him. Okay, so the answer will be convex mirror. The light rays that falls parallel to principal axis reflects passing by focus. That's true. The perpendicular incident light ray reflects on itself. Yes, if we have a perpendicular light ray that falls with an angle of 0, so it reflects on itself. So the answer of incidence equals the answer of the angle of incidence equals the angle of reflection equal 0. So it reflects on itself. Yes, it's true. All the following are scalar quantities. We have answered that before. Time, force, length, mass. All of them are scalar except force. It has magnitude and direction. Second one. The shortest length covered by the object in a fixed direction is called. It is the displacement, which is the length or the shortest length between 2 points in a specific direction. So the answer will be displacement. A body moves the distance of 20 meters in a straight line in the same direction. So the amount of displacement. Okay, they are telling me that it is moving in a straight line in the same direction. So the distance in this case equals displacement. So the answer will be the same for 20. Yes, first one. The measuring unit of velocity is meter per second square. Let's know that velocity equals this distance or displacement over time. So while distance is measured in meter, while time is measured in second. So the answer will be false. Speed is a vector physical quantity. The speed is a vector physical quantity. The answer is false. Velocity is a vector. False. Velocity is a vector. Physicists, the scientists of physics, use graphs and tables to express physical quantities. Yes. And to have some relations between physical quantities. True. Acceleration measurement is, we must know that acceleration equals speed over time, while speed equals meter over second over time, which is measured by second, so it equals meter per second square. This return back. Yes, meter per second square. When object speed increases, the space movement is described as, okay, the speed increases, it means that it doesn't move with uniform speed. So it is uniform speed, acceleration, motion, zero acceleration, deceleration, acceleration, acceleration, or accelerating motion. Next one. Second. Acceleration of an object moves in a regular speed. Acceleration when an object moves with acceleration with a regular or uniform speed, so its acceleration will equal 0. Acceleration equals speed over time, the last one. Cheetah is the fastest animal. Yes, it is. If the uniform speed of a car is 72 km per hour, so its speed equals 20 meters per second. The first one, we will multiply by 5 over 18, the first one. The speed is measured by meter per second, or and he is asking about the tool which is used by speedometer. Motion in a straight line is the simplest form of motion. Yes, it is true. The last one, total distance over total time, is said to be relative speed. It's false. It is false. Yes. Total distance. Okay. Have you any question? If you have any question, please raise your hand. Okay. If you have any question, please raise your hand, and I will answer you. Salma.
ايوه انا يا مستر.
Raise your voice, Salma. And
كنت هسأل على حاجه في الامتحان.
again. repeat your
كنت
question
هسأل على
again
حاجة
سلمى.
يعني أنا قصدي الامتحان لما يجي هيجيلنا يعني قد إيه أسئلة في مثلا في الساينس والماث كده، عايزة أعرف الحاجات دي.
What do you want؟ عايز تعرفي ايه يا سلمى؟ معلش ارفعي صوتك شويه. ممكن تكتبي السؤال يا سلمى عشان معلش بس الصوت واطي عندنا. اكتبي كام سؤال؟ 6 اسئله ان شاء الله في منهج الساينس. اوكي كلهم تشوز. Have you any question؟
حضرتك
Okay, thank you for
سمعتني يا
today.
مستر؟
And I hope you got one. Thank you.